Let's look at another one. The miracle with Ali radiallahu anha. Ali, as you know, he was the uh, cousin of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this happened in 7th Hijri year Muharram, very close to the event that we just talked, Treaty of Hudaybiyah, 2 months later. So there was this battle going on, Battle of Khaybar. It was a very big one among the battles. So what happened was, you remember the story of Banu Nadir, right, that we discussed a few weeks ago, wherein they tried to drop the rock on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam expelled them from Medina, that story. So they were out of Medina, but they didn't leave the place. They were at the outskirts of Medina, in a place called Khaybar, where their other Jews were living. So they were having so much hate against Muslims. They always had in their heart that why were we kicked out of Medina, and they wanted to somehow destroy Muslims. So they knew that they couldn't win over the Muslims, so they would do a lot of conspiracies against them. They try to harm Muslims in any way, try to harm them in whatever direction, whatever people they can use to harm them. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam eventually found out that one after another incident was happening behind the scenes, in secret, and Muslims were getting harmed. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was finally, he decided that this is enough. They are crossing the boundaries now, and they are even provoking other Jews in Medina who were from other tribe to harm Muslims and breach the treaty and so on. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that that's it. Now we have to attack these Jews of Khaybar. So 1400 Muslims, they went to attack Khaybar, and the Jews were actually much more than Muslims. They were not only more, but they were very well equipped. They had lots of because these were rich people, and Muslims still were not well off. And what happened was, Khaybar, the places where Jews lived, they had very, very strong fortresses. About 8 fortresses, and it was very difficult to defeat them now, because now they are fighting, they're going to defend from within the fortresses, so you cannot really capture them and defeat them. It was very difficult. So anyways, the fighting started, and Muslims were fighting against the Jews, and it was a very fierce fight. They were fighting from very close to the fortresses, and the biggest fort, the strongest one, the Naim, it showed the strongest resistance, and one after the another, Sahaba would go and try to capture it, but they would be unsuccessful. So first Abu Bakr radiallahu anh tried, and then Umar radiallahu anh tried under his leadership, but they were still not successful. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he saw that 10 days have passed and it never happened before, Muslims are not getting victory. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told everybody that by Allah, tomorrow I will give the flag to a man who loves Allah and His Prophet, and whom Allah and His Messenger love, and Allah will give victory by his hands. We will win Battle of Khaybar. So when the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they heard this, they were very excited. I mean, they not only were happy that okay, we are going to win, but who is going to be that person who were given this great news, that because we all claim that we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but we are not true to the love. We have a lot of shortcomings. But now here is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam who's saying that, basically certifying that he loves Allah and His Prophet, and not only that, Allah loves him a lot too, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam loves him a lot too. So it's a very big honor, big position. And apart from that, you are going to be victorious over over a battle which was the most difficult one. You're not getting victory. So everybody wanted to be that person. So when the morning came, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam got up. He said, "Where is Ali? Where is Ali?" So people said that Ali, he couldn't come because he has problem in his eyes, the eye sore. It's very difficult for him. He is complaining about that ailment in his eye. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that, call him here. And when Ali radiallahu anhu, he came, he spat in his eyes. He spat in his eyes, and immediately the disease went away. Immediately the disease went away. So the flag was given to Ali radiallahu anhu. Now he goes and fights with the people of Khaybar. So what happened was, before they started a fight, there was this very strong person, a very fearful fighter among the Jews, very famous one. His name was Marhab. He said that instead of all of you fighting, I'm challenging. Who's going to fight with me? Let's make a duel, one-on-one. Who is the strongest among you? Come here and let's fight. So Ali radiallahu anhu, since he was the leader, he said, I'm going to fight with you. And now, Ali radiallahu anhu is fighting the strongest person. And Ali radiallahu anhu, he managed to kill Marhab. So he killed him. Now that's amazing, because now you're talking about the person was barely trying to make it to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was the disease. He had a disease, and the weakest person. Now all of a sudden he not only gets well, but he defeats the strongest person in the army. So that was amazing. And once this happened, when Ali radiallahu anhu killed him, the fear started coming in their hearts that the Muslims are up to something, will get defeated, and one after another they were eventually successful. And only 20 Muslims were shaheed overall. And that was a very decisive point. This was a turning point for Muslims, in the sense the financial situation began to change. We will discuss that later time, but they got a lot of booty from capturing the Khaybar people's possessions and so on. So this was one miracle, that how Ali radiallahu anhu's disease went away immediately. This is very similar to what happened to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, right? In that cave, he just put that saliva, and it immediately that went away.